Grandpa, my parents are going to take your money after the party today, my 9-year-old granddaughter whispered. So I quietly walked out with a smile. That night, a whisper from my 9-year-old granddaughter hit me like a rogue wave, shattering years of peace. Grandpa, my parents are going to take your house. My own son, my flesh and blood, was coming for everything I had. But what they didn't know was I was about to turn their cruel plan into a trap they'd never ever forget. The first ripple of that betrayal had actually started earlier that morning. Dad, I need you to hear me out. Nathan's voice cracked over the phone, cutting through the soft hum of my kettle and the steady rhythm of the ocean beyond my porch. It was just after 7 a.m., and Nathan never called that early, not unless something was terribly wrong. His voice carried a tremor I hadn't heard since he was 17 and put a tire-sized dent in my truck. What's going on, son? I asked, leaning back in my kitchen chair, watching steam coil from my mug as the sun painted long, warm rectangles across the oak table. Clara and I were talking. We think it's important you come early to Lily's birthday party today. He rushed the words too fast, too rehearsed. Early? I'd never missed one of her birthdays. I've never missed one, I replied, a thread of unease already tightening in my gut. There was a brief pause and I caught a faint, sharp murmur in the background, Clara's voice insistent. Nathan's tone shifted, suddenly firmer. She wants to make sure you're there. Party starts at 2, but maybe come around 1:30. We've got some family stuff to talk through. My grip tightened on the mug. Family stuff wasn't a phrase Nathan used often, and certainly not in the 3 years since Evelyn passed. What kind of family stuff? I kept my voice light, but my stomach had already gone cold. Just planning for the future. Making sure everyone's taken care of. That phrase. I'd heard it too many times in boardrooms and backroom deals. When people say everyone, they usually mean themselves first. Still, I told him, of course I'll be there early. Wouldn't miss it. I hung up, but the unease stayed, a silent, unwelcome guest in the room. Hours later, my sweet Lily found me on the porch. Her small hand clutched my sleeve, her eyes scanning the yard before she leaned in. A little whisper that held both a child's fear and a brave defiance that shouldn't have to live in such a young heart. I heard them last night, she said, her words quick and low. They were in the kitchen. Mom said, you're too old to live here alone. And Dad said something about the bank papers. She told him it would be too late for you to stop it. A cold knot tightened in my gut, but I kept my voice steady, betraying nothing. Did you hear anything else, sweetie? Lily nodded, biting her lip. Dad said, what if he finds out? And Mom said, by then it'll be done. I knelt down so we were eye to eye. You did the right thing telling me, Lilybug. But for now this stays between us, okay? She hesitated. Will you still love me if they get mad? My heart ached, a deep silent throb, but my answer was firm, unwavering. Nothing they do could ever change how much I love you. She gave a small nod, but I could feel the invisible weight she carried. I told her to go help Clara with the party, masking our conversation with a smile that felt brittle on my lips. From the porch I watched Nathan laughing with neighbors, his gestures big and animated, the perfect host. Clara stood beside him, one hand resting lightly on his arm, her eyes scanning the property like a broker sizing up a listing. They didn't know. A crack had already formed in their meticulously laid plan. The air was laced with salt and cedar, the ocean calm beyond the dunes. But my mind was already moving, calculating, cataloging. Evelyn's voice echoed in my memory. Arthur, don't let pride make you reckless, but don't let fear make you small. She'd known Nathan's weaknesses, had warned me once years ago to keep an eye on him, when someone else was doing the talking for him. Full story on the channel. Link below. Click now and watch what happened next.